my wife Malachi and my son.
Can't hear you.
My son Colton. Scoot up, Howard. We're tired of you being back row Christian. Is it on still?
Yeah.
Where's he on?
Oh, right.
How's that, Howard?
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Wes asked me to speak, and I didn't really know what to preach on, so what I'm going to do this morning, and I'm sure it might be for somebody that's here, is give my testimony, if I can. The Lord, we need to testify about what He's done, who He is, and that He's always there for us.
Amen.
He'll never leave us or forsake us. That's His word. So a little background about me. I was not born here, but I was raised here and went to school here. And I just, as I grew up here, I just was not raised in a church setting. I mean, we did the Christmas and we did the Easter, but as far as structured religion or relationship with the Lord, I didn't have one. So as I was growing up and just doing my own thing, I graduated from high school and was working at the old Wickenburg Tire over here by the old Circle K. There were a couple of older gentlemen in there that were working and had been kind of preaching to me and trying to lead me in the right direction. But at that age, I didn't care to, and I told them so too. It wasn't for me at that time. And thank you, but no thank you. So, but it was, I think, a starting point for me when they did try to bring me to the Lord, and it always kind of stuck with me. I still can see their faces and the way they tried to turn me from my ways of the ways I was going. So as I grew up and I met my wife here, we got married and had a couple kids, 2 girls, and we were struggling with money and my old ways, and it got pretty bad to a point where she left me for a couple weeks. She said, "I love you, but I'm not going to live this way anymore. You're going to have to change, or it's not going to work." So while she went down with her brother and sister-in-law, excuse me, and she went to, she got saved. That's the long story short of it. She got saved down there. And I called her and I said, "Honey, you gotta come back." I said, "I'll change. I'll do whatever it takes." So she did. I got her back home, but it was pretty much the same old me, you know. I said I would, and I thought I would, but I didn't. But with the grace that the Lord gave her to hang in there with me and pray for me, eventually I did come to know the Lord. I'd been out all night drinking, slept in the truck, came home early in the morning. My 2 little girls were up already and said, "Daddy, where you been? What are you doing?" And to see their faces, I just couldn't do it anymore. So I went in the bedroom and I just got down on my knees and I asked the Lord to change me, to take it away, take the desire away to do what I've been doing. And by His grace, He did. He did take it away. He took all the desire away. I quit the drinking. And, I lost a lot of friends. Not so much lost them, but we just parted company. You know, you can't be around that kind of stuff and serve the Lord. You can't walk the fence. You're either for Him or you're against Him. So that's where I'm at today, and I've been saved by grace through the faith in the Lord. And as I grew and I grew closer to the Lord and saw the miracle of our marriage being saved, our oldest daughter, Maliki, had been having troubles with seizures. And she was on medication. And Doug, a lot of you might know Doug Stan. Anyways, he had a revival here out at the old fireside. And she got prayed over. And one day after that revival, she said, Dad, Mom, she told us both, she goes, I think something happened at that revival. I think the Lord's healed me. She said, I'm going off my medication. And by golly, the Lord did heal her, because when she got off her medication, she was fine. She did really, really good, and she's still doing good to this day. And one more testimony about our family is my son, Colton. During high school football, he had an injury to his hip. Can you tell me the name of the?
Avascular necrosis.
Yeah, avascular necrosis.
AVN.
AVN. So it stops the blood to the ball of the socket of the hip. It's the same thing that ended Bo Jackson's career. So we take him to Phoenix to a specialist, Pittsburgh Steelers sports doctor, retired from Pittsburgh Steelers. But anyways, he said, yeah, excuse me for a minute.
It's catching.
Yeah. Kind of look like you up here, but I love my pastor.
I love you, Barney.
So he looks at the MRI from Colton and he says, yeah, it doesn't look good. 10 years, you might need a hip replacement if not before. So as a family, we just got together and said, we're not believing that. And we laid hands on him, prayed over him, and he prayed over himself a lot. And his mama prayed a bunch. And one day, it was probably a year, I think he was out of sports for a year. He said, Mom, will you make an appointment for another MRI? I think the Lord has healed my hip. So we went down, or they did, and had the MRI done. And I think the doctor looked at it, and when he came in to see him, he had a big smile on his face, and he said, you're healed. I don't know how, but you're healed. And he said, well, praise Jesus. He said, well, you can thank or praise whoever you need to, but your boy is cleared to play sports. So the Lord is a healer, believe it.
Amen.
He still heals today.
Yes, he does.
And I just want to thank you for letting me share my testimony.
That's great.
As much as I fumbled through it, I need to give testimony. We need to
Yes.
give testimony about the
Yes.
Lord and what He's done and what He's still doing today.
Let the redeemed say so.
So I'll just close in prayer. I want to, Father, I just thank you that you are a healer, that you will never leave us nor forsake us, that all we have to do is call your name, Father. Lord, thank you for a safe flight home for Wes. We're glad that he's here. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.